Jesus wept, the tears that changed the world. The dusty road was silent except for the soft murmurs of grief. Mary and Martha stood at the entrance of their home, their eyes hollow from days of mourning. Their brother Lazarus was gone. The man who had shared laughter with them, who had embraced life with kindness, was now wrapped in grave clothes, entombed in the silence of death. And then he arrived. Jesus, the miracle worker, the healer, the one they had hoped would come sooner. But now wasn't it too late? "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died," Martha cried. John 11:21. Mary fell at his feet, her sobs shaking her body. "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." John 11:32. Jesus, the Son of God, looked at them. He saw their sorrow. He felt the weight of their pain. He saw the crowd of mourners, the tomb, the finality of death pressing in on them all. And then something remarkable happened. Jesus wept. John 11:35. The Son of God, the one who calmed storms, healed the sick, and fed the thousands, cried. Why? Why would he, who had the power to raise the dead, shed tears? The depth of his compassion. Jesus knew he was about to call Lazarus back to life. He knew the grave would lose its hold in just moments. Yet in this moment, he chose to feel. He entered into their grief, embraced their sorrow, and let his heart break with theirs. This wasn't just a tear of sympathy. It was the deep cry of a God who loves us beyond measure. It was the kind of weeping that says, "I see your pain, and it matters to me." Have you ever felt unseen in your suffering? Have you ever wondered if God truly understands your heartbreak? Here, in two simple words, Jesus wept, we see the answer. He does. Tears of intercession. In another moment of sorrow in the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus wept again. The night before his crucifixion, he knelt in agony, sweat like drops of blood falling from his brow. Luke 22:44. He cried for the weight of sin he would bear. He cried for the brokenness of humanity. He cried for us. He could have walked away, but instead he whispered, "Father, not my will, but yours be done." Luke 22:42. His tears in that garden were not just for himself. They were for every broken heart, every shattered dream, every moment of despair we would ever face. Tears that bring hope. Jesus' tears were not a sign of weakness, but of power. Power to love, to feel, and to redeem. When he stood before Lazarus' tomb, he didn't just cry, he acted. With a loud voice, he called, "Lazarus, come forth." John 11:43. And death obeyed. That same Jesus who wept for his friend who wept for the world is the same Jesus who stands with you in your sorrow. He sees your tears. He feels your pain. And just as he turned mourning into joy for Mary and Martha, he will do the same for you. So if you are weeping today, know this: your tears are not unseen. Jesus weeps with you, and in his time, he will bring resurrection to your story.